Things I really like about being a kindergarten kaiako is I always wanted to be a teacher, and I thought that was primary. I didn't know much about ECE, but going through my own children's kindergarten journey as a parent, I learned firsthand how I feel kindergarten kaiako walk alongside families a lot more and work with them, opposed to maybe going to primary and just teaching, if that kind of makes sense. As a young mum, that was a really empowering, supportive part of my parenting journey, was those women in that kindergarten, the way they supported my son and my daughter, and how we all grew through that journey. And I think that for me was where I realised actually this was the sector I wanted to teach in, but more specifically in kindergarten. I think a really important aspect kindergarten plays in the development for our tamariki would be the social and emotional learning, social and emotional literacy. For lots of the tamariki we're teaching now, they were born during COVID, and that is something unique that none of us could experience. So these children have been born for those first 1,000 days in quite a lot of isolation. So, they're coming into kindergartens, meeting people more than they might have met before, and just learning social skills, a lot of emotional literacy. We talk a lot about how we're feeling, and all feelings are okay. It's how we get through them, and giving them those skills to learn how to navigate them and to work together in a group, to name and explain their feelings and just be the safe space. I think some key aspects of creating a positive and inclusive kindergarten environment are ensuring everyone walks in and feels welcomed. Everyone feels like they have a place and that this is their kindergarten, not just their child's, because we know no child stands alone. They come from their whānau and from a whole background of people. So making sure everyone just feels they have a place here. They know who their teachers are. We know who they are. We can chat. We can connect and, stay and have a cup of tea, be a part of the kindergarten day and just be together. I think a really positive example of community collaboration we're proud of here at Kew is the mahi we have in place with South Alive in the community at the Pantry. The previous teaching team had really built some amazing connections, and we were able to jump in and join on and continue the relationships. We visit the pantry with some children. They come here and drop us off produce for the kids to grow, and we're planning our next visit to go down to the orchard and plant some trees. For me, I feel the Kindergarten Association has supported me with my teaching journey probably before they knew. As I was saying, it all started for me when I became a kindy mum 13, 14 years ago, and going through my journey with them and meeting Cez, who was doing her third year placement at Rockdale, and making that connection, having her support me to go to university. And then that day my graduation certificate came in, I was in KS office filling in my paperwork. I have worked with a variety of teachers through the association over the years, through day-to-day relieving, long-term placement relieving, long-term cover. Then I've had a couple of permanent positions. I think we are an association filled of really, really knowledgeable kaiako. So I'm very grateful that I've been able to work alongside a lot of them and absorb their strategies. I've had a head teacher, my previous head teacher, Jena, was really empowering to push me out of my comfort zones and take on more leadership skills. I never aspired to be a head teacher. I think it seemed something out of my admin strength comfort zone, but then actually having those people walk alongside me that are like, you can do this, you got this, push and support me to put myself into a position where I could be offered a, acting head teacher role, and then, you should apply for it, you should do it, you've got this. And then back into the kindy where I was relieving 7 years ago. So it's exciting to see the full circle journey for me, and to know that I've had the support from my colleagues, previous and present, and management has been amazing through this process, because there's a lot of I don't knows for me stepping into the new role, but just to know that there's so many people in my waka, an email or a phone call away, and just has made it easy, and we're doing pretty good. We've got some really exciting stuff happening at Kew Kindergarten. We saw the need for supporting some of our families when it comes to kai. You know, in this day and age, the cost of living's really struggling and making it hard for people. So we sort of put our heads together last year and worked with the support and management to offer a free food program trial, which we ran and was really successful. The children were getting nutritious food here, and it could take that pressure off whānau, you know, once they get them home at the end of the day. The kids have got a full belly, then they've got a hungry mind and they're ready to learn. And when we were collating our evidence towards the end of our food trial, we were excited to receive an email from Kids Can to let us know that we had been selected to join the free food program. So for the next 2 years here at Kew Kindergarten, we are able to offer morning tea and lunch free, fully provided through the Kids Can program, which is just going to remove such a cost for so many of our families. You know, there's no more panicking now for lunch boxes and what to make, or trying to, you know, provide those fancy wrapped bars and all sorts of stuff for the children. They can just simply know that all they have to do is get their kids here and that they're going to have a great day.